mythology has it in Egyptiology that we were a splinter from the sun, which then dropped into the sea, and the first person who came out of that splinter, the first words he uttered was Africa. That's how the African man came about.
Africa 2.0 was established in 2010, and its vision is to create a prosperous and stable Africa within the next 20 years. But what do we do best as Africa 2.0? We are trying to uplift Africans. We are trying to create wealth and share the wealth. We are trying to create an enabling environment. We are not here to show you our power or our might, but we're here to also share with you the power of your example, not the example of our power.
Let us make Africa the tree of life. 1986, I wrote the AU, and the inspiration being that Africa is the cradle of mankind and the fount of culture.
My little presentations are going to be about reinventing agriculture in Africa. We need to produce more farmers as well as improve the productivity of the farmers that we have through education, educating our farmers on how to improve their soils, because we depend on our soils, we don't depend on destroying them, and enabling the youth. Our youth bulge in this country are the youth that we're going to depend on for our food in the future. And the only way we're going to get the youth involved in agriculture is to make it sexy.
I'm so happy that I discovered the cure for the cancer of tribalism. When I discovered it, I went ahead and started practicing it in my school last year. As I stand here, we launched it on 9th of April, and it works.
Change has to begin with us as we own Vision 2030 and becomes part of us. The future of this country is literally in your hands. This country, for it to move where it needs to go, for us to achieve Vision 2030 goals, we have to take responsibility for where we are at and where we need to go.
Mike, you kept saying, what are you doing for Vision 2030? That people should be asking themselves, what are you doing for Vision 2030? And that is correct. But I think the question is, what will you be doing in the year 2030? Do you have your own personal or institutional Vision 2030 plan? But that will not happen if you're not engaged as leaders. If you are not engaged as leaders, it will never happen. We must manufacture, trade, and manufacture for other African countries. Manufacture for ourselves as Africans. That's the agenda we need to go to. If we do that, guess what? This, China, India, fastest growing parts of the world, US, Brazil, big economies, trade with each other. We do this, that trade comes through. It comes through us, it comes through Africa, and we begin to be a major player globally.
You represent that generation of Africans who are not only determined, because there have been many generations before you that tried, but unlike them, you possess the ideas, the energy, and the ways and means to, as you say in the manifesto that I read of Africa 2.0, transform our hopes into action, and to do so sooner rather than later. And I'm confident that as we move towards execution of this grand vision for Africa, you will continue to consult with one another and to listen to each other, and if necessary, call each other out. Unlike leaders of past generations, I expect you to keep each other honest about the promises you made. That is what is going to make the difference between Africa, the Africa of the 20th century, and the Africa we want to bequeath our children and their children. the Africa of the 21st century. I wish you Godspeed, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for listening. Bogo and Teddy Warrior, who is the Kenya leader, or Kenya chapter leader of the Africa 2.0 movement, to launch the Africa 2.0 manifesto.